But for the Lithuanian Game Developers Association, got some funding from the government after knocking on their door for what, 7 years. So yeah, I'm kind of fully committed to the association, and yeah, trying to work as a one-man events agency basically right now, because a lot of things are happening, and yeah, want to share more. So yeah, glimpse about what is now, how it's comprised now, the industry. So we have, let's say, around 80 active studios or solo developers, which are in any way involved with games industry. There are different numbers, different ways to count it. It's a bit hard to count everyone, but we try to track the at least most active ones. About people, I'll tell a bit later. That's like the biggest story. So yeah, revenue, taxes, salary was growing the last years quite dramatically, which is both plus and minus for the industry. And the proportion of we kind of count everyone who is involved in games industry. So directly we develop 5% work directly with game development, and yeah, around 25% it's like services, tools, so stuff like that connected to the games. Numbers of companies of developers was always steady growing. I guess it's more like that we discovered more of them than it was like a real growth. Might be like two things in one, but yeah, year after year it gets easier to discover more companies. They know the association more. They come to us earlier, or just say hi. I'm working with the game. So we try to collect them and track what they're doing. So this is like It was always active since we started to work as an association, which was in 2014. 14 established, and 14 we started to work properly. So since then we are trying to track. And yeah, the big story is about people. I don't know if it's very clear for everyone to see, but we got influenced very hard by events in Belarus in 2020, because a lot of companies, a lot of IT companies, moved away, opened branches, opened offices, and in our case it was specifically very big impact, because big companies came to Lithuania, well, with wargaming in front of them, with just bunch of people. At first they planned not to move so many people, but then another wave started with Ukraine, with the events and the closures of basically Russian market, Belarus market completely. So they had to move, like the Belarus companies had to move even more people to Lithuania. So I think it's now safe to say that we have more Belarus people working in Lithuania than locals. That's the case now, because in total we have almost 2,500, which is like 4 times more than 2 years ago. It's not how to say, not predictable growth, and at least more than half of them are from Belarus. So develop. I mean, we talk a lot with these companies, try to involve them as much as possible, that that they would feel that they are not temporary here. Well, here I mean in Lithuania, and now it's after 2 years, people already kind of are settling in, that they start to feel that okay, this is not like a temporary solution. We are here for the long run. So that's like the in many ways that's the biggest impact what's happening in our industry, and how we will see how it will evolve from this point, and what will happen in general. So it's very hard to predict, but hopefully we'll not need to hopefully we don't get to the situation when everybody will just leave. But that's also possible. Try to look at the sizes of companies. So vast majority of companies, or studios, are very small, so up to 10 people. That these thresholds are based on European Union requirements, or not requirements, as they count the size of companies. So some of them small ones, several middle-sized ones, and up till the Belarus companies came, we didn't have so-called large companies. Now we have 2 of them. But that's still the majority of studios or solo developers form this 3/4 of the industry. But the large companies employ the vast majority of people people who are working in the industry. So even though we have quite a lot of them small, relocating, opening offices. With revenue, it was several jumps. Now it looks the start of the first year we tracked. Now it looks strange, but it was still Litas, so it was bigger number. Now it's but basically it was connected to mobile. The first jump was connected to bigger mobile releases. It was connected to Game Insight opening, the main the headquarters in Lithuania. Although we don't have any development in Lithuania by Game Insight, but there is a headquarters which all the revenue and everything comes through. But we'll see what will happen this year. And then some kind of steady growth several years, and now because we get a delay of 1 year, so we only now see the numbers for 21, and it's still not all of them. Not all the companies have submitted the results. So it's this quite a substantial jump, and probably it will be something similar jumping this year, because some companies already said that they will have a very good year, because they still feel post-pandemic effect that during the pandemic years, this sales increased a lot, and they still keep rising in a way. Well, unless we get hit by a very, very serious financial crisis, but you never know. Again, even more skewed to the small sizes based on revenues. So we can easily count the companies which are a bit above the lowest threshold. Very strange, but European Union counts the threshold at 2 million. It's not enough to earn 1 million to become a bigger company in the EU eyes, you need to earn the second million. I don't know why, but maybe it makes sense. Maybe it's easy to earn first million and hard to earn the second one. Now like we have only like two companies basically who are considered like the large ones based on that, but only several who break through in the revenues above this like lowest threshold, and hopefully it will get a bit more even, not like so skewed to the very few companies earning more. About the games, so that was like section about the numbers. Hopefully not too boring, and just want to go through several types of games which and types of studios which are most active back home. So historically, like this wave, as I mentioned, like this wave started with mobile casual games. So first Not Current got this hits one after another, like 10 years ago, and then Game Inside came. Then a few years ago, I guess you know well, Astoti opened both in Latvia and Lithuania. It's like very successful story. They are now like one of the fastest and fastest growing and like the most impactful studios back home. And it was coincidence or not coincidence, maybe probably it's connected that like the main companies which transferred from Belarus were also mobile. So like for example, like Gliara was earlier, like in the earlier wave, and then from this new wave, like the two biggest ones is Melsoft, which has this Family Island hit, and it's owned by Israel. So like they have like very vast resources in that sense. I think they're paying like the highest salaries back home, even higher than Wargaming. And Wargaming has almost 1,000 people. I just checked, it's like 985, which is like an unbelievable amount of people. Like earlier our biggest company was like 150, and now it's like 8 times larger. So we are kind of slowly learning how to deal with that, how to involve them, and trying to talk to other associations, other countries which have these big companies, and just get any advice how because there are very different goals for such large companies, and they don't always match the smaller ones. So that's like that's both like a big opportunity, but also like a very big challenge for us and for the country, and for everything what is connected to games. We will see. But and plus they started as a mobile. They first moved the mobile office, MS1 Studio, which creates Tanks Blitz, and but afterwards they moved like as many people from PC also. But from the communication, they're mostly focusing on mobile games. They did like already a secret test of a new game where they don't, I sadly didn't see it, but there is some things happening, and hopefully they will be ready to reveal something out of the Tanks universe. Kids games, another interesting area which Lithuanian studios were successful. They got quite early in this niche. Also, it's connected to mobile. So, for example, like this Pepe studio, they started at the same time when iPads came, and they discovered that there is nothing for like very small kids, and as they were educators themselves, the founders, educators and animators. They said, okay, why not to try to do something like very simple, which 2-year-old can play. So it's like a bath, like showering, whatever for babies, and it worked well. They became quite famous and successful, and then added like fantasy tales for like a bit older kids. Then Tuto Toons is like a kind of also quite big powerhouse right now. It's from the local studios is the second biggest one. They have around 100 people. And I didn't mention that, but it's like our first exit in the sense. because they were sold. I think at the beginning of this year they were sold to like a Swedish company which bought several companies at once, and then one of them was Tuto Tunes. So that's our first deal in that sense, because they contrary to like typical game studio, they went through the kind of startup as a startup studio for all these like funding phases and etc. So it's in a way a bit unusual for our industry, but so they are now quite serious, although their topics are very kid friendly. And then there are other, like this is just one of the examples. This first company, there are several of those who just survive by putting a lot of games, a lot of simple games, usually like 2-3 people doing like some very easy games for kids on mobile. So that's the typical situation. Another kind of jumping up and down area, it's a VR. I don't know, I would be interested to know how is it in Latvia, but back home it's like people get on the hype, then get down, then again on the hype, then down. So now it's like I love the phrase from Poland. There was this like VR track and VR roundtable, and they said, well, probably nothing worse will happen to us. So we are now a bit calm because we survived the hype. So maybe we can build up back better. Was the phrase. The biggest studio is Nieko. It's like nothing. The name means nothing. Might be the same in Latvia. No. No. And because they only like work with VR, and they have one game released and another like quite ambitious project with like quite substantial EU funding, and we'll see how it works. So a couple of older games from Sneaky Box I mentioned, and also very cool example from the kind of student studio, which is founded in Kaunas Technology University. They already did like released one VR game and now working on another one, and it's the studio itself is like very interesting mix of like lecturers and students working in the university and both working as a studio. So good to follow them. Now moving to PC. I mean recently in recent years the PC let me put it this way, a lot of smaller or upcoming developers, upcoming studios are focusing on PC first, because to get into mobile now it's basically impossible to get like success there, because so high budgets are involved with marketing. That's not possible to do it really. So we got people usually solo developers or very small studios coming into PC games first, and if they're successful, then jumping to consoles. So we're still using Human Fall Flat as the biggest example, as like the most famous example of like Lithuanian PC and console game. Nobody topped it yet. We will see what they will do themselves. But it's sold like on PC and consoles. It's sold like 5 or 6 million copies, and then they released on mobile as a premium game and managed to sell like 20 million or whatever. So they're still like the super important for us. And finally, they have like a proper office in Lithuania, because earlier like the guy's story is that he lives most of the time in Tenerife. So after this success, he opened like a big studio there with like 20 people or something. But he was like promising that I want to open in Lithuania. And a couple of years ago he finally opened a studio, so it's now like 7 or 8 people back home, and so hopefully they'll release something or announce something soon also. Another more recent example, it was Inmost. It's a story connected to Ukraine war, because the guys moved after the events in 2014. So the guys moved. One is from Russia and one is from Ukraine, and they said, now it's impossible to work together there. So they decided both to move to Lithuania. And after kind of several years in Lithuania, they released this game, and they got well lucky. Well, maybe not lucky, not the word, but lucky plus very high quality game that they got in the first wave of Apple Arcade. So yeah, like it's like a very interesting, good example what two people can do with specific art style and specific vision. And yeah, from this year, our kind of what's the word? Very anticipated game was from Studio Tag of Joy. The game they were developed for I don't know how many years, because they both do development for themselves and outsourcing. As a small studio, they need to keep paying the bills, so they do a lot of outsourcing work. So they took like 7 or 6 years to finish this game and finally released this year. It's like maybe to call it a hit, it's a bit ambitious, but it was quite a successful release for the traditional adventure game. And the cool thing about it is that it happens in Lithuania. Like it also got a lot of funding from Lithuanian Culture Ministry and the European Union. So they push this idea that the game can happen in Lithuania and it's connected to the broader story, and just nice traditional adventure in the vein of Broken Sword and other LucasArts things. So yeah, please try it, or at least check it out. Yeah, couple of more examples from last year. Several titles which got more attention. Notably, it's like Time Loader, very cool game in the 90s about small robot solving puzzles. I was joking, it ruined our awards because he won 4 of 7 awards. So it's like. Yeah, when I saw, because I was handling the awards, so when I saw the results, oh, this will be very boring. But yeah, well, what to do? The game is very high quality. He'll probably release on consoles soon, because actually it wasn't such a big hit on PC. But yeah, when you play it, you feel that it's more fitting for consoles. So might be happening soon on consoles. Yeah, another titles also from small or solo studios, different kinds of games bomb fighting and fantasy management. So, and yeah, one more slide about PC, just what to try. Also, yeah, several examples of different actually, yeah, all of these games are solo based, solo development. Which is, I don't know about in Latvia, but in Lithuania it became quite popular in recent years to try go solo, and people get at least some success in different ways. What is special about these two games at least and this year, that they managed to get quite famous publishers. So Team 17 for Ernestas. I guess his success in the sense was that he was working on Factorio for many years in Czech Republic, and after the game was released and it was nothing for him to do too much, he decided to come back home and try to create the game about train management, very traditional in the sense nostalgic way, nostalgic feeling of this train management. And this Stardew story is also one guy who earlier developed a couple of good but not so successful games. He managed to get publishing from Paradox recently, not Paradox, but they opened a branch. I forgot how it's named, Paradox something. When they will publish third-party titles. So his game is one of the 3. Which they are publishing under this sub brand. But yeah, another thing with this Stardew's game, that it probably will be the biggest game in size from Lithuania, and the most expensive, because I think he put the price tag almost 40 euros, which I don't think we ever had. And it's he said it's at least 30 hours of playtime. So we'll see. But it's just it released on early access very recently, and it will still be in development for a couple of more years. But another cool thing what this developer do to follow him and to see, he almost always streams all his development. He has a channel on Twitch, and he just for at least 4 or 5 hours a day he streams everything. So when we did like interviews with him, I was like, doesn't it bother you, you know? But he said no, like it gives him like this feeling of community, and it kind of helps to focus even more, or to, you know, whenever he has some idea or has some question, he just puts the question out on Twitch, and people are, you know, responding with suggestions and stuff like that. So that's very unusual. I haven't seen, at least from others in Lithuania, doing that. So yeah, interesting to follow maybe. And a couple of more examples. Also, all these games have demo versions, or like, you know, these free versions of Steam, so possible to try. And yeah, also all of these are almost one man jobs, one person studios. So yeah, very different styles, from like magic card game to like very strange but very cool like shoot 'em up, where you like shoot with paints and different paints, and at the end of each battle you get like some kind of abstract painting. and the Outbreak Island is like survival adventure, survival action game, which might be also one of the biggest titles from back home. He recently released like this free version, like a demo version of like one, I don't know, chapter or one area, which got quite a lot of traction. So hopefully it will be released soon, and in good quality. I think that's it from the games. Just want to mention briefly, if you would like to know more, go through the list of what was released in Lithuania. We try to keep track on Steam. Created like this curator. That's the word. Created this curator, games from Lithuania, and which just add the titles which we know that from Lithuania, and then have this award-winning section, and just trying to collect everything what's possible. So I think we have 70-something games under this list, and trying to add more. So for the last couple of slides, some sales pitches. What can we do together? Basically what our companies are looking for, it's outsourcing. As I mentioned, a lot of even like smaller studios try to do both inside development and outsourcing. So various scale from art production, full production, animation, whatever. Then for the first time since last year, we have like publisher officially. Nordcurrent decided to additionally to the mobile games, decided to publish PC and console games from other developers. They released 2 games already, and have like 3 or 4 more in the pipeline. Easy to reach them if you have an idea to pitch. And then just like recently, we asked one. How to say quickly, bunch of game development veterans are starting the fund, seed fund for games, for new studios, young studios. It's still like not registered till the end, so that doesn't have like a doesn't have like a proper name or website or anything, but the idea is there to to gather like ideally 20 games in several years, and just have this like smaller teams funded as a starting fund, as a seed fund, and then helping them to create vertical slice, to reach publishers, to get other funding if needed. So that's a new thing which hopefully will help both our local community and around. I'll share more when we have more details. And events. What's happening from the biggest? What is planned from the bigger events back home? So maybe you heard that both also connected to the situation around. We had DevGam conference in Vilnius in the summer, and it was, yeah, I mean, it was, I guess, quite okay. Not so large as I guess they do in other countries. They did in other countries, but still, for them it made sense, and they said they will come back next year in June. Then I know some of Latvian guys came a couple of times to this animation festival in our port city Klaipėda called Blon. This year it was also like everything was very last minute, but it worked well because we got the games expo from the Berlin show Amaze. Yeah, it was a very complicated thing to arrange, but everybody was quite happy. So hopefully, hopefully for next year we can like do proper Amaze show and just invite more people to participate there and to play the games and to join. And we'll hopefully start the communication sooner. And yeah, and our big kind of big question is what we will do with Game On, because now we are responsible for it. Earlier it was organized by private company and we got the rights now. But yeah, everything is just happening like in real time, and we will see what we did this year. We did this year together with Comic-Con. We had guests from Latvia also, but it was like small part, and yeah, we'll see what to do next year, like a proper event. And then that's it. Some links to follow. I guess that the best way is to get a newsletter. We do it like once in a month with like all the news, and once in a month usually about events. So that's like the easiest way to follow if you would you'd be interested more in what's happening in Lithuania. And then yeah, like we are using Slack still, kind of trying to move to Discord, but it's slow. Facebook still okay, and then yeah, several websites for like our events and what's happening. I think yeah, I think I'm still okay with time. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening. If we have time for questions. If we have time for questions, I can answer some.
I will just straight away ask like 2 or 3 questions, so we don't need to pass the mic around. The first one was at the beginning you said that the average salary is like rapidly increasing, but you said that it's kind of like good and bad at the same time. So maybe you could elaborate why is it a bad thing that the average salary is growing in the game industry, like in Lithuania? And the other thing is the impact. You said that the big companies like moved over to work in Lithuania. Why do you think they choose like you and not like any other country like in the European Union, or like go where it's like more like bigger game development going on, like in the Swedish countries, like Norway, Sweden, Finland, and why they chose you?
Okay, so the first question about the salaries. Kind of the negative impact is for smaller local studios, because now they have to compete with, because it was driven mostly by the foreign studios coming in, and just because they have like very big budgets, very big investments, and very successful games, so they can raise the salary to attract more people quicker. So for local studios and for smaller studios, it's harder to compete. Because if you take, we try to look at this. Well, when we take like the foreign studio salaries average and the local studio salary average, it's very big difference. So that's like a bit negative impact. And still from another side, even if now it's kind of even becomes not very competitive in the sense that it's more expensive to have an employee, senior employee, than in Spain or in UK. With our taxes, there were several cases where people just didn't want to come to Lithuania because they said, look, you will just pay too much. It's nonsense to pay like the person said that it's nonsense to pay me so much with all the taxes. I'll stay in UK because in total it's cheaper. So that's such kind of how to say, fast moving and not very controllable things are happening. And the second question about Lithuania, well, it's about Vilnius actually specifically. Now it's even becoming a problem that there were several articles that there are no more apartments to rent. I mean, there are still office spaces, but like the apartment prices, the rent prices went through the roof, and there is like basically nothing more, because companies would like to bring more employees. It's not just games. It's like in general, IT, big companies, like service companies, whoever can work, digitally, they try to move. And the first reason why the people keep saying is that first it's like very close to, like, let's say if it's a Belarus case, so it's like 2 hours of traveling, and people were traveling a lot to Lithuania from Belarus for many occasions because it's very easy. Well, at least early it was very easy, like direct train, direct fast to cross. Everything was very kind of streamlined. And kind of our government, when the situation started to happen, they kind of put like the priority into processing the the visas, the applications, and everything for to help the companies to relocate faster and easier. Now again the situation changed, so it's now stopped a bit. So hope probably we won't get such a jump again. But in general, like the reasoning was that Vilnius is close. It's multicultural. A lot of people speak Russian still. That was actually one of the reasons to kind of to help them ease out a bit in locally. And there was this kind of effort from our institutions to do that. So hope that helps.
Any more questions? If not, thank you very much. So next up we have voting. So it's up to you guys to decide what are we going to listen to in December. So you can scan this QR code or just go to strawpoll.com/GameDev115. You can read about the topics offered there and make a decision. Tagad. Tā kā ņemam savus telefonus ārā un Hello, let's start. Let's continue. Okay, so full screen slideshow. Next slide. And up next we have an overview of future events presented by Chairperson of the Board of Latvian Game Developers Association, Nauris Aboliņš.
Hey people. Yeah, so we have a bunch of events coming up. Here's a more detailed calendar where you can see which event is where. I think we can just go to the next slide because it's going to be a little more informative. I'm just going to explain what's what. Closer? Okay, sorry. So yeah, we have a bunch of upcoming events. I'm just going to explain what is what, just in case people don't know. So TreJam is a new really super short game jam where you make a game in 3 hours. And it's held every week, if I'm not mistaken. Every weekend, yeah. And it's like on this Friday. So yeah, you should totally join it. It's awesome. An alternative game jam is also a pretty new game jam. It's the third one this time. It's going to be in like 2 weeks, I think. And the idea is that you pick a game jam that isn't very traditional, like no Unity, no Unreal Engine, no Game Maker, and you find something obscure like, I don't know, Xenko 3D, whatever, or Ozil is pretty obscure. But sorry, I was, yeah, or just take random framework with a C++, and just make a game using that, and it's pretty interesting. So yeah, if you pick up, like if you go to GitHub, download your favorite Quake or Doom source port, and just make something weird. It's going to be awesome. So the Gameway Festival is pretty cool. It's going to be in Lithuania, right? Sorry, my mind is, yeah. So if you need more information about Game Festival specifically, you can talk with Int. He's somewhere on here, somewhere over there. Yep, he can talk about that if you have any questions for him. But yeah, it's going to be like a game festival where people are going to have like presentations and stuff. We're going to have a board too. And we're actually looking for people to speak. So if you're interested in doing like a little speech about something, okay, we can talk about that a little bit later, and you can make a little. So yeah, that's going to be pretty soon too. It's going to be on 28th, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a 2-day event. Then we're going to have Global Game Jam and Global Game Jam Next. So Global Game Jams are in a little bit of a planning stage right now. So Global Game Jam Next is only going to happen if we're going to find a school where to do it. It's basically like Global Game Jam. I mean, I don't need to explain what Global Game Jam is. It's in the name. But Global Game Jam Next is basically for kids. And we need to find a school where to do it. So if anyone has any suggestions or you want to help it with doing it, or maybe you're from the school that you would like to hold it in, please contact us and let's make it happen. And regarding Global Game Jam, so last year it was like completely offline. Oh, sorry, online. So without a site. And we're hoping to do it on site this year, unless the pandemic is going to hit again. Hopefully not. And we need an organizer. My wife did it last year, and she was the main organizer, but due to personal reasons, she's not going to be able to do it completely on her own. So we need someone to help out. So if anyone is interested, contact us. You can ping me on Discord or write on info@gamedev.lv, and let's chat about it. As for Game Development World Championship, it's an event where you submit your games, and then you can get a lot of money if you win. So yeah, that one's pretty interesting. It might have the award ceremony in Estonia. So yeah, one slide back. It's yeah. Okay, so, and the last one is Castle Game Jam. Sorry. It's going to be next year, in like half a year or something.
And it's going to be like a game jam plus a conference thing throughout multiple days inside of a castle somewhere in Latvia. The castle itself is in progress, but you can check out more like the current details about it on the Castle Game Jam website there. So, but yeah, it's all in work in progress right now. If you need more questions, you can ask Laura. She's working with it. So, yeah, that's those are basically the events. And the next thing, I guess, is Elvis, right? Yes.
Press the next slide. Press the next slide. What's the next slide? No, it's not Elvis. Go back. Sorry. The next thing is show and tell, the free mic. So the free mic is here. So you can come. Anyone who wants to speak.
Shall I put some presentation or not? Simoni, you have to help me again, as usually you are doing. Okay, nice to speak you again. So my name is Ins. A bit some words about the GameDev Festival. That will be somewhere in the north. So more exactly, it will be in Tallinn. It will be in Tallinn 28th and 29th of November. It is Monday and Tuesday. And maybe some facts, what we have achieved and what stage are we now. And actually in this room there are already 2 speakers for this event. Where is Ricardas? Ricardas is over there somewhere, hiding or not hiding. Simonis is also one of our speakers. He will have a fuck-up case with some experts, and he will be the main speaker, and then we will try to give him the best suggestions how to live. Okay, at this moment we have 25 plus speakers, and the number is going up. From 19 countries we have participants, and the event consists, of course, of the talks and of the fun, but also there is also room for B2B meetings. Then next slide, please. There is expo area. We are also building up Mentor Cafe together with IGDA Finland. And one main interesting thing is that we are also having Nordic Game Grand Finals. At this moment, the 3 Grand Finalists are selected. One is from Germany, one is from Poland, and actually, maybe I can say a big secret, the Polish guy is Marek Maruszczak, who is the Grand Finalist. And from Finland, there is also a Finnish company. And actually, there is some good offers that are already sent to our game dev associations, that you have a promo code, and deadline for the promo code is 25th November. And for indie studios and for the students, for the real students, there is a special offer, and in some cases you can of course get some free tickets, or you can just pay for the meal. And in this case you have to contact, she is also over there, so you can approach her and have some talk with her. Then of course the accommodations for the hotel, 52 euros for twin room, so 1 bed, 26 euros, including breakfast. So, Aris, I'm looking towards you. No? Not this time? Okay, then next year. Okay. Okay, and then also there is offer for the bus transfer from Riga to Tallinn and back. And it's organized so that on the Monday morning at 6 o'clock we are starting from Riga and then returning back on Tuesday evening after party. After party and the bus drive home, the best way. Okay, next slide please. Then there is one special promo code, because our country is now having also different celebrations, including Large Places Day and also Independence Day. And for Large Places Day, we have a code minus 40%. And deadline, of course, it is 12th of November. So some maybe more words about us you can read on our webpage and also follow on the Facebook and LinkedIn. And also there you can see also what speakers do we have, and the last speaker update will be made tonight or tomorrow morning. And theoretically tomorrow morning there should be all 25 speakers available, including their profiles. So thank you very much. Oh yeah, and one more thing. We have Baltic panel. For Baltic panel we have Ricardas from Lithuania. From Estonia, we have Andrejs Rusinovskis. But from Latvia, we are still missing the boss on the Baltic panel. So, who will be the Baltic panelist? Nauris is somewhere hiding. Oh, Jascems is showing on him that he will be. I don't know that you will be. Okay, you agreed already. Okay, then Jascems will be multitasking guy. Okay, then see you. Thank you.
Okay, we're still having the free mic, so yep, Jascems, please.
All right, hello everyone. So a quick announcement relating to the GameWave Festival. Hello there. Okay, so a quick announcement for the GameWave Festival. For members of the Latvian Games Developers Association, we are also funding the travel options that Ints mentioned and also the hotel stays. So if you want to join the event, in addition to all the great deals that Ints mentioned, for members of the association, we are also funding the transportation and the hotel stays. So I'll have more details in the Discord and the Facebook group after the event. Yeah, thanks.
Anyone else? Yep, Elvis. But not the game, just announcement.
So this is show and tell. I don't have anything to show except from my hands. So I'm working for quite some time on a game, which I still don't have anything to show you. But we were in Games Connection in Paris a few days ago with Jascems. And I pitched the game there and people like that, and I will try it here too. Maybe you also like it. So maybe you have played the game Braid. So it's an old indie game where you manipulate time, and there is still no such game out there. Yeah, there are games where you can rewind time and stuff like that, but not the mechanic. The main mechanic is not like in Braid. Usually it's simply rewinding time and restarting the level. So the game that we are working on is it's a time rewinding game, but it's a fast-paced game like Samurai Gun, maybe you know, with ninjas jumping around and slashing other ninjas and doing stuff. So the game is a 2D platformer. You have to do some certain objective and then rewind time, and everybody has to be alive. So if after rewinding, if you finish the level and somebody is dead, or you have been spotted, then you lose the game and you have to restart the game, the level. And so the idea is that you are not a killer. You can kill whoever you want, but then you rewind time and they all have to be alive. And the challenge here is that there are objects in the level that do not cannot be manipulated. So for example, if there's an enemy that cannot be manipulated by time, if you kill him, then that's it, the level is done. The same with different objects and stuff like that. For example, if you move some object which ends up in killing somebody, even if you rewind time, the guy gets killed and you lose. And what I have done during the past week, I'm rewriting my game engine, Uzel, which, so that it fits the time rewinding better. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I don't have anything to show, because I'm now mostly programming. I'll probably not be here in the next meetup, but I will try to show it to you online maybe. So yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah, you can clap. You can clap. Anyone else? The open mic is still open. Yes, please.
Varbūt likt tur YouTube ar private video fonā, tur ielūgoties vai kaut ko, lai vismaz kaut kas ir ko parādīt, jo man nav baiga varianti savādāk ko parādīt. Jā, ok, tas der, jā. Ok. Paņem bišķi? Tas ir lieliem datoram.
Nē, tur nerādīsies uz prezentācijas. Ja tu gribi rādīt uz projektora, tad uz šitā datora ieliek.
Okay, hello everyone. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I just had to put something in the background, otherwise it wouldn't be, show and tell. So, yeah, I participated in the alternative engine game jam, and I made a little game with not exactly Blender game engine, but well, with a fork of Blender game engine, which is called UPBGE. Yeah, and basically I just wanted to really shortly tell that, yeah, I just made a little game. From 3 people I actually won for some reason. And yeah, I don't know what to tell really about it. Yeah, I also participated in the first one of the alternate engine game jams. And yeah, well, I made a little bit different game, but yeah. I don't know what to tell really about it. So, I'm actually happy that I just made something from the beginning till the end. Well, yeah. This is the second game. Yeah. Yeah, well.
Thank you. So, open mic, still open. Oh, see, you're actually a person, not just someone behind.
Hello. Bonjour, I am Sīmanis. Last time I told you about my game Munaria, which I published. Since then I have made some changes. I added 2 new tile types. One recovers your mana, another is like a trap, and I changed some level designs. And right now I am working on a moon map, so when you finish a couple levels you can go to a different location and it would be more difficult or something like that. these straps are already in the game, but this is I'm still working on. Also, there is such a thing as Latvian Schlagerkanals, which is like, for those who don't know, it's like a Latvian traditional drinking music. I don't know what it's called. And they have an opportunity to publish your advertisements, so you can guess what I did. It's pretty quiet, but yeah. So there's like a bunch of so there's like a bunch of old dudes like advertising. They're like they want to meet up with women, and there's also like, yeah, buy my game, to people who don't even speak English probably. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you. Yeah, TV. It costs like €2.50 to like. I got one of my colleagues. Anyone else for free mic?
Anyone wants to speak? Do you want to speak? Ciao. Okay, I'm gonna try to show what I've been doing. My laptop's running on battery power, so probably the frame rate is going to be horrifying, but oh well. Vajadzētu strādāt, nestrādā? Nevajag skaņa, man nav skaņas. Okay, great, stuff is working. Yeah, to vari, so I've been messing around with Unity this month, kind of revisiting my 7 game design documents about kind of the...
I just pressed like start game.
Do you know those memes about developers testing their games and then end users testing their games? Press it once. Yeah, the loading times are like really slow, and I don't have loading screens because a lot of unfinished stuff. Yeah, it's a story-driven game. So I've been meaning to make a story-driven game for quite some time. And I wanted to do it on mobile, but then I realized I'm not cool enough to optimize a game so well that it runs on mobile. So you're for this. But yeah, I've been making a character creator. You can actually customize. So the idea is about duality. So one is a human character, the other is kind of a demon character. And you're navigating a story. Probably gonna spend a lot of hours in the character creator. But yeah, you can. So this is something I almost finished. You can, change a lot of features in the face, ear shape. You can customize the other character if you click on it. Yeah. And then maybe you can press done, because there's a lot of features there. And yeah, battery power, not great, but yeah, just keep clicking. There's story and some basic animations to kind of go with the story, and still a lot of unfinished stuff. And just click through it, because there's a lot of text. It's a story-driven game. And yet he's reading all of it. Just do it. I guess immersion works. Yeah. No, it's just clicking is the thing that that changes. Yeah, and I think so. I started work on. Oh, can you give me a mouse? Is there no? There's no mouse. then I guess I can't really show anything to you. Oh, okay. Let's try with the pad.
Okay, she's moving around. She's sliding on the ice. And the game is about... Okay, I thought it was about to crash. Oh, nice. Some spells. Oh, wow. And we are switching characters. Some longsword action. I suppose these are the enemies. And you are working on this alone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, something I'm messing around when I have free time, which turns out I have free time. Yeah, there's no AI for now, but yeah, stuff is kind of moving forward. This is a work of 1 month on free time, and yeah, let's see how it goes, if I'm ever gonna finish it. That's it. Anyone else for... You can stop if you want to. No, don't. Anyone else for free mic? If not, then we can switch back to the presentation. The game. Elvis, where's the game? Elvis is doing the game finally. The reason why you have come here.
The game. Oh, what is this? No. How do I know if this will happen to all? The rules are simple. I will show you a few pictures, you will combine them and guess the name of the game. The one who does it first gets a free beer. So we have 3... What? There is no beer. There is beer. No, there should be beer. Okay, that's your problem. So, yeah. So let's do it. The first game. No. No, it's not. Yes, Dragon Ball. Exactly. Dragon Ball. So it's SpaceX, Dragon, and Ball. Okay, the next one. Let's go. Yes, Prince of Persia. Exactly. Yeah, the easy one. So now the hard one. And let's go. So it's the name of the car. Something with the name of the car, if you know Rolls-Royce models. No, not a Phantom. Nope, it's not a Phantom. What other Rolls-Royce cars you? No, guess it. Do it. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Ghost Recon. Yeah. So it's the Rolls-Royce Ghost and then Reckoning. Yeah, Reckoning. So that's it. You get 2 beers. Thank you all, and see you probably online. Probably I will not be here in the next meetup. So yeah, I say it every meetup, but now I finally got visa. So yeah, see you. Bye.
Hello. Okay. So yeah, just wanted to say thanks for coming. This is it. Now the networking, meaning the drinking part. Take your beers. See you in December.